Today we're going to learn how to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. We're going to start with the equation 1/3 plus 2/5. To add fractions, we have to have the same denominator. These have different denominators, so we're going to list the common multiples of each denominator to see if we can have a matching number. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 times 5 is 15. Now we're going to list the multiples of 5. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, and 5 times 3 is 15. They both have 15, so we'll use 15. For 1/3 to have a denominator of 15, we have to multiply top and bottom by 5. 5 times 1 is 5, and 5 times 3 is 15. For 2/5 to have a denominator of 15, we have to multiply the top and bottom by 3. 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 5 is 15. 5/15 plus 6/15 equals 11/15, because 5 plus 6 equals 11, and every time you add or subtract, you have to keep the denominator the same. Our next equation is 3/7 plus 5/2. The common multiples of 7 are 7 times 1 is 7, and 7 times 2 is 14. Common multiples of 2 are 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 6 is 12, 2 times 7 is 14. They both have 14, so we use 14. 3/7 needs to have a denominator of 14. To get that, we have to multiply the top and bottom by 2. 3 times 2 is 6, and 7 times 2 is 14. 5/2 also has to have a denominator of 14, so we'll multiply the top and bottom by 7. 5 times 7 is 35, and 2 times 7 is 14. 35/14 plus 6/14. 35 plus 6 is 41, and again you have to keep the denominator the same, so the denominator will be 14. This can't be simplified, so this is your answer. The next equation we're using is 1/4 plus 2/3. We have to list out the common multiples of 4 and 3, so here we go. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 3 is 12. Common multiples are 3, 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 3 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 4 is 12. They both have 12, so we'll use 12. 1/4 has to have a denominator of 12, so we'll multiply the top and bottom by 3. 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 4 is 12. 2/3 also has to have a denominator of 12, so we'll multiply the top and bottom by 4. 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12. 8/12 plus 3/12. 8 plus 3 is 11, and you have to keep the denominator the same. This cannot be simplified, so this is your answer. Now we're going to learn how to subtract fractions with unlike denominators. The equation we have is 2/5 minus 1/3. Again, they have to have the same denominator, so we'll find the common multiples. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, and 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 times 5 is 15. 15 is in both, so we'll use 15. For 2/5 to have a denominator of 15, we have to multiply the top and bottom by 3. 3 times 2 is 6, 5 times 3 is 15. For 1/3 to have a denominator of 15, we have to multiply the top and bottom by 5. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 3 is 15. For 6/15 minus 5/15. 6 minus 5 is 1, and you have to keep the denominator the same, so it's 1/15. This is your answer because it cannot be simplified. The next equation is 4/6 minus 1/8. Again, they have to have the same denominator, so we'll find the common multiples. 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, and 6 times 4 is 24. Next we'll do 8. 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24. They both have 24, so we'll use 24. 4/6 needs to have a denominator of 24. To do this, we have to multiply top and bottom by 4. 4 times 4 is 16, and 6 times 4 is 24. Now 1/8. 1/8 also has to have a denominator 24, so we'll multiply top and bottom by 3. 1 times 3 is 3, and 8 times 3 is 24. 16 minus 3 24ths. 16 minus 3 is 13, and you have to keep the denominator the same, so it is going to be 13 24ths. This is your answer because it cannot be simplified. The next equation is 7/3 minus 1/4. Again, they have to have the same denominator, so we'll find common multiples. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12. Now we will do 4. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12. They both have 12, so we will use 12. For 7/3 to have a denominator of 12, we have to multiply top and bottom by 4. 7 times 4 is 28, and 3 times 4 is 12. For 1/4 to have a denominator of 12, we have to multiply top and bottom by 3. 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 4 is 12. 28 minus 3 is 25. The denominator has to be the same, so it's 25 over 12. This can't be simplified, so this is your answer. And now you know how to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators.